Okay, let's start with the interior of this Jayco Swift 20D. Again, this is with the Poptop model, so it seats 4 and it also sleeps 4. Up here, I'll show you how to connect the ladder and pop that open and get into that bed in a bit here. So this, I'll start off with the control panel, Firefly system. Pretty easy. I like the touchscreen control panels. It's just like using a phone. And you'll see here all your tank capacities: freshwater, gray 1, gray 2, and black, and LP is the propane. And again, the freshwater is 21 gallons. The gray 1 and gray 2 combined is 17 gallons. And the black tank is 10 gallons. And the grays, so the one gray is dedicated for the kitchen sink, and one gray is dedicated for the washroom or the bathroom, shower, and sink water. And here you have your chassis battery and house battery, and then you got your gen controls, which I'll go over in a separate video. And you got your inverter on board, so the solar panel charges the house batteries and the inverter enables it to you can use all the lighting and TVs with the inverter. The fridge also works off the inverter. It's a 12 volt, so the fridge is always running and you don't got to worry about that. The only thing that does not run with the inverter is the coffee maker, induction cooktop, or microwave. Those you either have to be plugged into shore power or a generator, so that will work with that. The fridge will work with the inverter and solar. So you also got your water pump control. You can just tap it and it turns on, and it also goes into standby mode until you turn on a faucet. Just make sure that your fresh water has water in it so you don't run it dry. There's also tank heaters, so there's heating pads under all the tanks for winter use, and the water does not freeze up in the tanks. And the freshwater tank is actually inside the van, so you don't have to worry about that freezing up either. And it's located just under the rear bed. So this is all your light controls. You can turn them all on, all off at once, or you can also do separate controls here for the separate light controls. And then you got your thermostat here. So this is actually not for the heating or furnace, but for the AC controls only. And this, again, you need to be connected to shore power, 30 amp. If you're not connected to power, you can run the generator or plug into an external portable generator, and then you can also run the AC. The generator needs a minimum of about, say, 3200 watts of gen power to power it up at the startup at least. And the bath fan is there, but there's no bath fan because this has the pop top, so that button does not do anything when you press it. And let's see, the next is the settings here. So settings, you can set their time, and you also have a mobile app, which comes in pretty handy. So you can download the mobile app, and it connects via Bluetooth to this Firefly system. So you can control everything from your phone as well, whatever you can control from here. Let's move on to your Truma hot water and furnace controller. So just 2 buttons. You got a back button, you got a push here, and you got a scroll. And this again powers your heating in the van when you're using it in the winter months, and also the hot water. So the heating in the van is always the first icon with the thermometer inside the van, and you can just flick that on to whatever temperature you want, and you can just press it and it'll hold it at that temperature. And then I do want to show also the third icon, which is how do you want to heat the van. Do you want to use propane, which is currently the setting, which is gas, or do you want to use it on electric mode? So that's also an option, 30 amp electric or 15 amp electric, or mixed. I haven't used the mixed much, so either when I'm at a campground and I'm already paying for the campsite, I might as well use their electric. So I do go to EL2 and use 30 amp. Put it back on gas. Let's put this, turn the heating off. Okay, and the next one here is the hot water controller. So little waves with a thermometer in it. You can put it on eco, hot, or boost. I usually use the hot function, and flick that on and it'll start heating up the water. Again, you can choose how do you want to heat it, propane or electric. Let's turn that off for now. Actually, I'll show. So when you turn on the hot water, it doesn't heat up right away, so I recommend you turn it on like 5 to 8 minutes before. See, it starts flashing. Flashing means it's warming up and it's not ready yet. Once it goes solid, then you're good to use it. Let's turn that off. Okay, so these are your 2 chairs, and you can even put child seats in here using the seat belt. It's a locking seat belt, and you got a bug screen here in case you want to leave the door open and just want to have some screen for the mosquitoes. You also have your windows, which are like this. And then this window also has a cover. Now there's buttons in here, which is located just in this back pocket here. So that is that. And then these curtains I have put up just to make it quicker for blackouting the front 3 windows. There is another option in here, which is the blackout shades for the front windshield and 2 side windows. I do find this more convenient, and takes less time to get open and take down in the morning. And you got some TV remote control in here. This does come with 2 TVs. The first one is the 32-inch, which opens here. Here is a 32-inch, and this does have fire sticks in it, and you'll see there is a Starlink system connected here, so you do have free Wi-Fi on board. And you can also drive with this TV down, so there's no issue with that if you want to drive with the TV down. It's good for the rear passengers to keep them busy. And then you got a sound bar in here as well, and all the remote controls again are in this compartment here. Yeah, and then you also have a Bluetooth stereo system here. This is connected to 2 interior speakers and 2 outdoor speakers. Zone A and Zone B control which speakers you want to turn on, interior or exterior. There's a little remote control here. This you can connect with your Bluetooth phone and then play your music. There's a little swivel table here, and this also has little handles here if you want to loosen them if they're too tight. Just easier to turn. There's another handle under here, which is for the top one. If you want to loosen it up a little, it's just easier to turn it like that. Okay. Some camping chairs in the corner here, and here's a little broom for sweeping. Some levels in case you want to see if your van's leveled. Good thing about Class B motorhomes, they're small units. It's not mandatory to have them perfectly leveled. And here you'll have some goodies in this cabinet. Some bug spray, sunscreen, Febreze, and some double-sided tape, zip ties, some bug mosquito repellent devices, and HDMI cable, and some clothesline. So there's some stuff there. And this cabinet, you'll have a tarp, first aid, you'll have a white noise machine, and also gloves, flashlight as well. Okay, moving on, let's move on to the back. So you got these cabinets for storage. Because this is a Class B RV, there's no external storage. I do have, however, sometimes I use, there's an add-on, comforters here. There's an add-on which is a cage that goes into the hitch in the back. It's about 4 feet by 2 feet and by 2 feet high, and that comes in handy when you want to use that as external storage. So that's an add-on. And the fridge is a pretty decent size, 12 volt. And it also has a dedicated freezer at the top. So you got some water bottles to kick it off. You got your fridge, and you got your freezer in here. Some more controls in the back in case you're in bed. These are all roller shades, so easy. Go up, go down, and then your bed will show in a bit. Induction cooktop in here. I also have a butane cooktop that I have in this cabinet, which I include. And if in case you're cooking outside, it comes in handy with the cooking on the butane. In case you don't like induction cooking, there's an espresso coffee maker in here with some Peet's coffee pods, different flavors, outlets. This is your sink here. This is all your cutlery in here. And this is your microwave, convection microwave oven. And in here you'll find some extra kitchen utensils, some garbage bags and grocery bag. Okay, and then this little garbage can. In here you'll find your air fryer. Let me open this one. Yeah, you'll find your air fryer, toaster, butane cooktop, paper towels, extra toilet paper, collapsible bucket, dish rack, step stool, toolkit is in there in the back as well. Some butane cans. So all your extra goodies in here. Second TV is in here. It's a 24-inch, also connected to a Fire Stick and Wi-Fi. And here you'll find a hot water kettle, your plates, bowls, cups, and mugs, and coffee mate. Here you have all your pots and pans, induction cooktop compatible, PAM, liners for the air fryer, salt and pepper. And in here you'll have all your pillows. So there's probably 4 pillows in here right now. Yeah, all your 4 pillows in here. So, and then your bed sheets for the bottom bed. The top bed already has a bed sheet on it. And then let's go to the washroom or bathroom. So it's a wet bath, pretty decent size, about 4 feet by I think just over 2 feet. Or 2.5 feet, and then you got a dedicated sink, which is nice to see in the Class B RV. And you got a little holder for all your essentials. You got a mounted with double-sided tape soap. Your shower head, foot flush toilet here, and your garbage can, and there's a shower curtain here, so you bring that across here when you want to use it as a shower. Toilet paper dispenser, and then your medicine cabinet, and then you also got your pods for the TST pods for the toilet. You just flush one down the toilet, and it just sits in the black tank. So every time you start a new tank, you just throw a TST pod in there. Okay, just make sure this is locked before you're moving the van, otherwise the door is gonna fly open. Okay, what else? Let's do the bed. So the bed here, this stuff on the floor can stay in the middle, and then you can still pull out the bed. I'll just do it with one hand here. It's actually easy with one hand. Yeah, there you go. So not that hard, nothing to press, it just pulls open, and this turns into the other side of the mattress here. So you just stick it in, and then you press it down all the way, and this becomes the mattress, and the bed sheets are in the cabinets at the top. And you also got blackout shades for these windows. These are pretty easy, just magnetic. They just stick on to the metal surface. So magnetic here. All your hoses are in here. You got a 10-foot and you got a 50-foot black hose. Your water filter is in here as well. There's a little gun here. And then you got all your power in here. You got a 30 amp power cord. You also got a 15 amp regular household power cord extension, 50-footer. The good thing is I do include all the adapters, 50 to 30 amp, 30 amp 30 amp to 15 amp. So you can also plug this van into a regular household outlet, and all your appliances will work except the AC. Here's the AC here. So if you're plugged into a 15 amp household outlet, everything will work. The van will charge its batteries, house batteries. The only thing that it won't work is the AC because it needs more power. This is the front cabin area. You got a Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless, USB charging, lane keep assist, like I mentioned. Pretty new style cabin. And yeah, I think that's about it for the front cabin. Okay, and then the bed in the back, or sorry, bed in the ceiling or roof. I will just unbuckle this ladder here, and then let me set that up. I'm trying to do everything with one hand here, so let's see. Yep, there you go. And then you got these buckles here. This one safety buckle here and safety buckle here. Obviously the buckles are not holding the roof in place. Those are just extra precautionary buckles. But the real controller is right here, this button. And this you have to push in and lift at the same time from these handles right here. Lift that up. Okay, there's a little tree at the top, so I'm not gonna lift it all the way. But as you can see, here is the bed. This lifts up a lot higher, so I'm just showing you how to lift it for now. There's some pictures on my Instagram page as well, how this works. And then pulling it down, you pull it down, and be sure to pull in this material so it stays inside. And then once it's down, you slam it and then it locks. And when you cannot lift it anymore, it is perfectly locked. And then you just redo the buckles again in here. And there's a blackout sheet here as well when you're going to sleep. So that is the interior of the Jayco Swift 20D. Let me know what you guys think. If you're looking for this van or you're trying to decide a floor plan, this is perfect for families of 3 or 4 people, and it worked out really well for my family of 4. Kids can sit on their own seats and they're not fighting sometimes, which happens when you have a bench seat in the back instead of 2 captain chairs. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I'll be sure back with a few more videos. And yeah, thank you everyone.